What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jeff back in with another video, and today I want to talk about the new phone that I got on my stable, the iPhone 11, and I want to compare it to my daily driver, which is my Note 10. And I tend to keep two phones on my stable. What I consider the best for Android, which is always the Note because I use that S Pen and I love it, and the iOS device because I am integrated into the Apple ecosystem. I do my videos on the Final Cut Pro, you know what I'm saying? I have the MacBooks, iPad, so AirDrop and all that good stuff. The apps are in here tremendously for the iPhone, and the camera supposedly was improved tremendously, especially on the night shots, low light shots. So you know what, I'm gonna take a few pictures and let's do a little comparison. So here we are. I have the photo of my camera. On the left hand side here is the iPhone 11, and on the right hand side, more of a slim shot, is the Note 10. So as I'm looking, both of them, I see the iPhone 11 in the left hand side. It has a more of a warmer color. I'm going to zoom into it right now. Get the nice effects on the muff right here on top of the camera. Very detailed. Again, a little warmer than the other photo. Let me zoom in into the other photo. And it's more of a cooler color. I kind of like the color of coming off the Note 10. It's cooler. And I don't know if it's me, but it just looks a little more detailed, especially the dead cat. So look up a little bit here. Look, I mean, they're all both great photos, but you know what? Overall, I have to give this one to the Note 10. So let's check out the next picture. So here I have photos of my computer stuck on my wall. Left hand side right here, that's the iPhone 11, as you see my mouse, and this one is the Note 10. So what I'll do is take a look over here. Let's probably zoom in to the what you call the fans, and they both look good. I mean, very similar pictures, similar colors. I'm zooming in into the iPhone right here, and looks great. Detail, little warmer color than the other one. I mean, the Note over here, Note 10 has more of a cooler, bluish color to it. So let's zoom in over here also. And overall, they're very similar. I may give the Note 10 a little more on detail, but really, you cannot go wrong out of these two photos. I mean, basically, this is almost a tie. I mean, they're both great cameras, and right now, I see this as a tie. So looking over here, this is my Terminator made out of scrap metal. So here I'm pointing into, again, left hand side is the iPhone 11. We're going to zoom into it a little bit. Great picture, nice and detailed. I like it. Again, compared to the Note 11 here on the right, it's a little cooler, a little warmer in color, but great detail, you know what I'm saying. I'm looking at the bottom part of this lamp. I see a little fuzziness on the left-hand side. Let me see if I see the same fuzziness on the Note 10. So we're going to zoom in into the Note 10. And I only want to take a look at that lamp. And you know what? To me, they both look great. I say the Note is a little sharper just because of the color. I like the lighter blue. Even though it's a little unnatural, I do like the, saying that like clearer color coming off the, but that's just color profile, you know what I'm saying? I mean, to each his own. Some people like more of that natural look. They both great pictures. I mean, I tend to like more of the, that cooler hint that the Note 10 gives out. But guys, overall, these main cameras are off the hook. They do the job. So, basically, it's a matter of preference. I prefer the Note, but either way is great. Now, these two pictures are done with the night mode. There's a little dark setting in my house right there. So I use night mode on both of the cameras. Again, left-hand side is the iPhone 11. Right-hand side is the Note 10. So I'm looking, they look very similar. They really pulled out a lot of light because this eventually was a dark photo of a dark. So here I'm zooming into the iPhone 11. Great detail. I mean, it kept the detail even in the plant. Over here, I'm looking at the Note 10. You know what? The iPhone 11 has better detail when using night mode on the camera. You can see this little barrel there, the wood. You can see the lines of the wood more. It looks more washed out here on the Note 10. So overall, I have to give it to the iPhone 11 on this pic. Now, there's another picture I took inside my car. It's dark outside, very low light setting, so I use night mode on both pictures. Left hand side here is the iPhone 11. Right hand side is the Note 10. So what you're going to do here is look very similar. They look very similar. They look nice. Let's zoom into the iPhone, get a little more detail. And I see it looks great. Everything was smooth and, you know what I'm saying, it really pulled out a lot of that light out. So I'm pushing up on the Note 11 and I see that overall the iPhone is sharper. If you look at the number 67, it looks sharper. The knobs look sharper on the iPhone 11. So overall on the main camera on night mode, the iPhone is kicking ass. The iPhone is doing a great job, and I think it took this picture. Great picture, but I think overall the iPhone did a better job. So as I was saying before, these are my two phones. Like I said, I keep the Android phone, which is the Note 10, is the best the Android has to offer, jack of all trades. And of course the Note 11, the iPhone 11 that just came out. Great camera system, you know what I'm saying, above anything else, you know what I'm saying, probably the best video in the market. But, you know, the Note 10 is no slouch. It's almost neck and neck and everything. You got to be cherry picking, you know what I'm saying, to separate them. But because I like apps on the iPhone, some apps on the iPhone, like I said before, I kind of like both. I like the best of both worlds. So I'm integrated into, like, you know, video editing and all that stuff. So having an iPhone with the AirPlay and all that, you know what I'm saying, is, to me, it's just, you know, I love the way the information you can move into your Mac, to your MacBook Pro, whatnot. I mean, you know what I'm saying, when you're in that ecosystem, it's great on that aspect. But overall, jack of all trades, bam. This got to be, and it's going to stay as my daily driver. You say, why, Jeff? Why, Jeff? There's an iPhone, blah, blah, blah. You know, great pictures, great this, great that. Ecosystem is great. Camera is great. This has a great camera also. But above all that, it has features that I use a lot. One of the features that I love, probably the main feature, number one, is that I use this as Spen. And it's so convenient. Hey, Jeff, write this number down. Pull out the pen. Bam, bam, bam. 347-555. Blah, blah, blah. Put it back in. Saves information. You can use it on documents. You can use it on so many other things. That S Pen is just awesome, you know? Number two, true multitasking. This doesn't do it. I mean, a lot of times, look at this. A lot of times I need to open this right here. And I say, you know what? I need to look at something else. So what I do, I open a split screen and, you know, so I could do both. I could look at my text or whatnot, you know what I'm saying? And I could just continue browsing the internet. And you could create your own double apps. So let's say if I like to use my note app and my phone, let's say I wrote that number on the note, right? And I need to call it. So what I do, you can have integrated double apps and set them up yourself as apps that run concurrently together. So one of my favorites is the phone with the notes. So this is my phone pad, bang, 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 and this is my note. So I wrote this number down or whatnot. Oh, here goes the number. I can just write it down and boom, make the phone call. So freaking convenient. I mean, true multitasking. And you can even open 2 or 3 more apps and have them as little bubbles hanging around, as, you know, little small windows lingering around. I mean, true multitasking. That's number 2. Number 3 that I use a lot also is the convenience of when you turn it on. With this phone, a lot of times, I mean, listen, the face detection is great, but you have to pick up your phone and put it in your face and blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? What happened to fingerprint? When are they going to come up with a fingerprint reader? It's so much convenient. I mean, this phone, I turn it on right now, right? I want to leave it on the table. You know what I'm saying? I want to turn it on, just put my thumb in here, and bam, done. I mean, you know, and it also has some type of face detection, so you can use them both simultaneously. I mean, that, my friends, it is convenient. It's just the conveniency of having that available. You also get the always on display. So phone is off and you want to look at it at night, you want to turn it on, there it goes. Always on display. Late at night, you want to look at the time, you don't have to turn your phone on. You just pick it up and that pops up and you get to see the time and all that stuff. So, and you know what I'm saying, you could really customize it. Like if I press here, I like that customization. I smoke cigars, so look at that nice cigar. I made that little video with a little cigar there. I mean, you can just make it your own. I mean, you know, it's not a necessity, but it's cool to have that available. I mean, I like that. It's stuff that I like. Now, another thing that I did not like, and I'm just talking about stuff that this phone has that this phone does not have. Now, the big upgrade was the cameras. And that low light feature is awesome. It's great. The video on all cameras is great on the good daylight. But what's the most, you know, what's the problem that photographers or even on your daily life you run into? That low light photography, right? When this is perfect light, any cheap phone could give you a more than decent photo. But when it's on low light, that's when, you know what I'm saying, you separate the kids from the big boys, you know? And they came up big. I mean, they got that low light feature, but even though they have a great low light feature, which the Note already had, it only works on the main camera. It does not work on the widescreen camera or the zoom or the front camera. So you handicap 3 out of the 4 cameras because only the main camera could do the low light feature. While this boy here does all of the cameras with a low light feature. And that's, I don't know, to me that's big. To me that's very big. So listen, this is the best iOS has to offer, the best Apple have to offer, and I got it because I got the big boy. You know what I'm saying? And I do use the Apple ecosystem, but as my overall phone, the one that I carry at all times, I cannot give up my Note. Sorry, I'm not trying to start any wars. I love the iPhone. That's why I get the iPhone too, because what it does it great. But you know what? Like the old saying says, you know what I'm saying? It's like this guy is good at many things. Probably not great at all, but does it all. You know what I'm saying? It's the jack of all trades. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's give some kudos to the iPhone because, like I said, the build quality and the way they hold their value. And one thing, once you use that ecosystem, they do it right. They treat the customers right. The ecosystem is great. The AirDrop is awesome. They write their apps much better on the iPhone. And that's basically more because the iOS is integrated with their own hardware. So they make the hardware. So it's less phones to have. You have to, like, you know, worry about compatibility. While on the Android side, there's so many manufacturers, so many specs, hardware specs that you write a piece of software for Android. It's like you have to like really marry it to hundreds, sometimes even thousands of different phones. While you don't have to worry about with that with the iOS phone, Apple phone. And I think that's the reason that they hold the value much better because they upgrade their phones. When they upgrade a phone, everybody gets upgraded. And even before, like, I mean, and this is kudos to Apple, man. I have to give them their props. I have to give the Apple ecosystem props. Because check this out. When a new operating system comes out for the Note, I got to wait. They make sure the new phone get it. And once the new phone's got it, then, you know, they slide it down to you little by little. And you may get upgraded for 1 or 2 years. You know, 2 years the most. You know what I'm saying? After that, you, especially with the Galaxy, Samsung, they don't upgrade your stuff. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, you know, you get software upgrades where they make things better on the software side where they can support phones that are 2 or 3 generations older. But yet they don't want to give you those features because they don't want to, you know what I'm saying, they want to milk the cells on the new phone. So they don't want to give it to the old phone because you give everything to the old phone, why are you going to buy the new phone? So, you know what I'm saying, Apple does not do that. Apple is like, you know what I'm saying, we're going to come out with iOS 13 and this phone was supposed to come out with it first. But guess what they did? Friday was the day that the iPhone 11 came out. Yet, everybody that had an iPhone, I think from iPhone 5 or 6, all the way up to now, like 3, 4 generations, got the iOS 13 one day before this phone came out. So they give their customers the latest and greatest software even before the greatest phone that they have to release comes out. No other company does that. Kudos to Apple. I mean, I give it to them. You know what I'm saying? That's why probably their phones hold so much value when compared to other phones. You ever buy Apple products, you know they hold their value, wow, tremendously. And To me, that's the main reason. Not only are they great phones, they're very well made, but they really take care of the old customers, man. You got an Apple iPhone, you know, you're going to be good for the next 4 or 5, you know, sometimes 4 or 5 years. And that, to me, is gold. So kudos to Apple. But, you know what, like I said before, when it comes to all the bells and whistles and all the things that I use my phone for, it's more than just a camera, and that's why I got to stick to my Note. But either way, guys, you're getting a great phone. They're both great phones, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I can't badmouth none of them. So, to me, like I said before, I'm keeping my Note as the main driver. This is my secondary driver, but you know what? Can't go wrong on any of the two. The two great phones, two great looking phones. They do a lot. And, you know, hey, make your choice. It's up to you. Anyway, guys, till next time, is your boy Jeff. See ya.